It's the Null Knives Voodoo! Yeah! What's up, everybody? So, I know that this knife has been out for well over a year, but for whatever reason, I was not able to grab one when the drops were happening. And I ended up being able to pick this one up at Blade Show this year. And so I'm so grateful I did. This thing is a beauty, as many people know already, all the wonderful things about it, and the things that are not so wonderful about it. I'm going to go over my thoughts and the last handful of weeks having it in my rotation and getting to use it. Yes, it cuts insanely. This is probably, out of all the knives that I have, one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive, hollow grind behind this edge. I mean, this thing is so wicked thin. It's so wicked thin. There's some black magic going on here because it's so wicked thin behind the edge. Some real serious voodoo shit, I'm telling you. This thing is a beauty to slice and dice. And speaking of dicing, this is actually a sheep's foot blade edge, as far as the fact that it's not a Warncliffe, because there is some belly to it. Just so slightly. So slight belly to it. It is not a straight edge. It almost looks like it, but it's not. And that really is nice for being able to use almost every bit of that edge in a rocking motion when cutting. I mean, you can almost totally get all of that blade edge on a flat surface without banging up and tearing up your knuckles. So that is really, really sweet. And I don't know what the hell this is, but like, that's not a reverse Tonto. There's a curve to that as well, and that is really neat. Like, this blade shape overall, and then you have a harpoon on the top that is milled down. It's like a swedged on top of that. Like, holy snappers. Great jimping. I love it. And then to talk about this thumb stud, this triangular thumb stud. Always preferred a round thumb stud, but for somehow, again, black magic, some serious voodoo going on here, this thing works. It just works. Whether it's the thumb roll, thumb snap, or underfinger flick, if my pointer finger gets the hell out of the way. Yeah, it just works. And on top of that, it's got this nice milled out section here right around the thumb stud, so that when you get underneath with your middle finger for flicking that out, you don't even need the thumb stud. You can use it. It works when I keep this stupid finger out of the damn way. It works with the thumb stud, or if you want to go down a little further, reach underneath there and bam! Yeah, it just, it's so satisfying. And it's got great action. The detent is dialed in. I love that it's a hidden bolster lock or hidden frame lock, aka bolster lock. Using that micarta to cover up that area so that there's no pinching on the lock bar. Yes, that is my favorite way to go as far as a frame lock, bolster lock is the ticket right there, especially for us lefties who tend to put pressure on that lock bar when we go to open it. So yeah, you get away from that by having the micarta overlay there, and that is so sweet. Another awesome wicked ass detail is the texturing here on the bolster, and it's just a blacked out bolster, just really clean, really classy, all black hardware. And look at this back spacer and the design on that, kind of like an arrowy design that tapers down. The only thing that is kind of you know, Mama Voodoo Cito or whoever says no lanyard hole for you lanyard lovers. You lanyard lovers are out of luck because there's no hole for the doodads. So that, I mean, that's one downfall. That's a small select few will be a little disappointed about, is not having a lanyard spot on the back end. But you know, the vast majority of us that don't care for one appreciate that it doesn't need one. It just straight up doesn't need one. The ergos are amazing, straight up as it is in all its glory. And I love that harpoon with that milled out swedge there. Just the way that's done is just so slick. The only downside to that though is that when you want to do the pinch grip and throw your finger out there, for most people your finger ain't gonna get all the way out here comfortably. It's just not a proper hold. Proper hold is with the pinch grip for most of us is gonna be around the pivot there, and then pointer finger out towards the tip, and that's about as far as I can get. And it kind of lands there where that swedge is very narrow. The milled harpoon bit makes it very narrow, so it's not all that comfortable for that finger to put any good weight on it. So I mean, that's just kind of, it is what it is as far as the pinch grip though. But here's your choke up. Your choke up is sweet, and the back shifted back feeling with the clip and everything, and the clip is done really well. I mean, there's like everybody who gets a hold of this knife just falls in love with it instantly. It's just such a sweet knife, and everybody knows it at this point, right? So you tell me, is this thing not got some serious black magic witchcraft shit going on? or not? I mean, it's nuts how awesome this thing is, how wonderful this thing is. Again, the only downsides that I can put towards it is no lanyard hole. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Yeah, with the pinch grip, this doesn't feel the most comfortable, but it looks sick as hell, so that's your trade-off with that. I know some people are gonna not like the triangular thumb studs, but hell, give it a try and you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, because it just works, and it works so damn well. So there might be only one thing that I would do, and that's to color, put a little bit of color on the micarta and darken this blade. It's a stone wash, and I really would have loved the all black look of the black hardware and the black micarta with a black washed blade, but they didn't have that at the show when I was looking at able to pick one up, and so this was the closest to that. I might be able to darken this thing up a little bit. We'll see. But if not, that's alright. It's still amazing, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Really, really cool knife. If you're ever able to pick one up, for me, it was a must-have. It was a must. Like, I don't think I could live without this knife now that I own one. So, I mean, that's what it boils down to for me. I really love the Null Knives Voodoo. So, please give one a look-see and check one out. Get one in your hand. You will be pleasantly impressed. It is gorgeous. And bam! Just like that, I've got some midnight blue for the scales and acid wash job done on the blade, and this thing is now the way that I want it to be. Totally urban woodsman-ified. Yeah, how sweet is that? I love that. The blue, the midnight blue came out fantastic, and the blade, woo! Yes, I couldn't be happier now. Man, this is sweet. Yes, I love that colorway. Woo! Yeah. Alright. There we go. There's the Null Knives Voodoo again. Modified by yours truly. I'm out of here. Peace.